and turn the other ones on. Bam. And now we have light. So but we're heading over to my buddy's shop, Custom Exhaust Specialties, and we're gonna bend some tubing for a light bar, light rack on the International. It's gonna go kind of like a basket. So Auxbeam sent us some lights and a light controller, and we're gonna get that hooked up, and so we have some off-road lights so we can see forward. But yeah, we're heading over there right now to bend some tubing. So we've got all of our tubing cut out. We're getting the manual machine set up so we can start bending some tube. So here's our tube lengths all cut out. And this is kind of our pattern that we're going to do for the basket. Just getting the machine set up, getting it measured and leveled, and then we'll start bending some tubes. Get weird?
Yeah, it made a weird sound.
Alright guys, so we're back at my shop. We got all the tubing bent for the light bar for the International wrecker. So I've got it kind of mocked up on the floor. I've got all the legs cut to length. And then I've got the sleeves done. So we'll get the sleeves put in there. We'll plug weld that, and we'll fit everything together and get it tacked up. And then we'll make some light bracket holders so we can mount our new Auxbeam lights. They sent us a couple pairs to try out, see how well they do, so we could see at night. And yeah, these are pretty cool. They sent us the switch panel to control everything. So everything's packaged super cool. And then you can have the stickers for each light, what you're trying to mount. It has the control panels. They're just little push button controls. There's 2 of those. All the mounting hardware, some brackets, and you got your fuses in here, breaker, and the switch panel. And get it open. So yeah, everything's pretty straightforward, plug and play, and yeah. So we're going to get this welded up and start making some more brackets and start laying everything out. Alright guys, so I got the lights mounted up on the bar and made these little tabs here to mount the lights. I left them a little bit big so I can slide them forward or back if I need to. Now we've got these little pieces I'm going to weld in here for the top bar, and there's going to be one between each light. I had to run down to Harbor Freight and get me a tubing notcher. It was 54 bucks and saved me a lot of time to notch all these little guys. A lot quicker than doing it by hand. And I just used my cordless drill, also from Harbor Freight. This thing's been pretty nice. My old DeWalt finally gave up the ghost, so we wanted to try out the Hercules, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. So alright guys, I'm gonna weld those next tubes in and see where we're at. So we got the upper piece put up there. We got the center bars set in place. Got a couple down the side. So now I just need to tack it all together. Then I need to run another bar across here for support. And then we'll start welding it down. Alright, so now we got it up here. We'll go down and see what it looks like. Alright, so that's what it looks like without the lights in it. Doesn't look too bad. I do have to run a couple supports for it, but doesn't look that bad. Alright guys, so I got the rack back off the truck. I had to add a couple braces in here. So I added this guy and then that long one. It was a little bouncy towards the end, so it would sit there and get really close to the cab. So we added a couple braces. We're gonna add this guy in here to stiffen it up. And made some new mounting brackets for the roll bar up on the top, so it's a little bit taller than what's up there. Just want to get it off the cab when the truck bounces off road, so don't want to clip a bolt onto the cab lights or into the cab. So we're gonna finish welding this thing up and get it mounted back up there. Alright guys, so we've got the light bar painted. We got the lights set up on the light bar. And we've got my jump box hooked up to it so I can do some testing. So all the lights are working right now. So we got our middle lights and then our outside lights. So they're all set up on these little push button switches. And it has a double light in it just to turn the ambers on. And then you can also run them with the ambers and the lights. So that's what we have right now. Turn all these off. So those will get mounted in the truck separately on their switches. And then we've got this switch pack here that comes with this guy that we can hook lights into. And here's the switch panel for in the cab, just push button. And then it comes with all the stickers to power stuff up and tell me what it is for which lights. And those will be the lights on the back of the truck, on the back headache rack. And then we've got another set to put back here, so we have some lower light. And then I think I'm gonna get some lights for the bumper. So there'll be plenty of places to plug into and turn stuff on. It's a pretty neat kit from Auxbeam. Everything's pretty self-explanatory, you know, the instructions on how to wire it up. Comes with all the little brackets and hardware. So I've got to make some other brackets in the truck to mount these guys to. Has your breaker, has all the wiring, this other longer wire. So this has two switch panels here. So you could run this one in the cab, and I could technically put this one at the back of the truck somewhere. So if I need to turn work lights on, I may, what I'll probably do is I'll take it and mount it inside this toolbox here. I'll probably just mount it up in here so it's out of the way, but I don't have to crawl back up in the truck to turn lights on. So we'll get all that wired up. Comes with your power and ground cables, waterproofing little covers. Let's see, what else does it come with? Comes with little tools and your little jumper wires to run on your key ignition power in case you forget the lights on and forget to turn everything off. It won't drain your battery. So this truck is a little different than a normal car because the batteries are down in here. So it's kind of a mess right now because I've got other stuff temporarily wired up. So I'll have to run my power wires from here up the cab into this little hole. I got some rubber grommets coming with those, and then behind the seat here, it's kind of hard to see, I'll make a panel back here so I can put all the breakers, I can put the fuse panel and everything and bolt it in here, and everything will be out of the way, and then I can run all the wire up through the ceiling and to that center panel up there. So all the light switches will be up there, and then for fuse power I'll take this rail off and run the wire up through the panel here, because my fuse panel for this truck is right here. So I just got to find which one is key accessory power and plug into here. Yeah, these trucks have a lot of wiring going on. so it'll take a little bit, but we'll get it all wired up and get everything plugged in. I do have to extend some wires for the lights on the light bar. So it's kind of a mess. I just have it laid out. But as these wires for the lights come down to get this into the cab, these wires into the cab, I've got to extend these wires a couple feet. I'll put probably a weatherproof connector right here, so we can disconnect it if we have to take the light bar off, and I'm not having to rewire it every single time. But that's what it's looking like. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting everything, all the wires ran, cleaned up, and zip tied to the light bar, and get everything cut to length that I need, and then we will remount the light bar permanently and get everything else plugged in. So I've got to get my strobe lights put back up, and then those lights also put back on. So we've got a little bit more to go, but we've almost got them hooked up. So we're back at it with the light stuff. So I made a panel for inside the truck. So this panel will run the control panel inside the cab. And we'll run this neat little guy here. And then the other panel will go in the wrecker bed. And then these relays are to the upper cab lights on the truck. And this is going to be our little power diverter and our breaker for everything. But we ran into a little snag. So the International has been up for sale and someone bought it. But he didn't want it as a wrecker. So we kind of worked through it. He needs a service bed on it, with a heavy duty crane because he works on tractors out in Idaho. So we came to a deal, and now we're going to tear the truck apart. So that's going to be happening soon. So for now, so I can get the lights working and show you how well they do work on this truck, we're going to run some connectors to the original switches, and I'll feed them to the cab right here and put them inside so I can reach them. And then later tonight we're gonna go out and see how well these are working. Sorry about the sun, it's a little bright out. See if I can get away from it. So there's the headache rack and the light bar that we built for these guys. So we'll go out tonight and we'll check them out, see how well they work. And since the whole wrecker bed has sold, or the wrecker bed hasn't sold, but the truck has, I reposted the wrecker bed for sale. But I'm going to keep the light rack and put on a different truck. And yeah, and we'll start doing that. So behind me you can see the crane on the truck. It's from a military wrecker. It's from a M1089A1 truck. So the guy was tearing it apart to build a hay truck. And don't mind my strobe lights up here. All my LED lights in the shop we put up are all dying in less than a year. So that's what you get for going to Home Depot and Lowe's and getting lights. So so we'll still keep this panel set up because I'll use it on our Power Wagon build that we're going to be doing very shortly. I'm still getting parts in for that thing. We're going to go ahead and build our own custom chassis thing for that. Just make it super simple, easy. Yeah, so we'll be back tonight with some lights. Alright guys, so it's nighttime finally. We can start playing with the lights. So the first mode will just be the cab light. So those are pretty good, pretty bright. Adds to the cab light of the truck. Okay, we'll turn those off and turn the other ones on. Bam! Ah, and now we have light. So, yeah, pretty bright. You know, it's lighting everything up pretty good in the driveway. So, and then we'll turn the other ones on. So you can't see much of a difference, but the orange running lights are on there too. Maybe if we get down here out of the beam. Maybe clean the schmutz off my camera. Might help. So we're gonna go for a little drive, and we're gonna go check them out, see how well they work. Alright guys, so we have just the regular headlights. Okay, and now we have those ones. That's quite a bit better. We got to adjust the lights a little bit. Alright guys, we got back from our little drive. It was quick. I forgot they were doing road construction out there. So the roads are pretty rough and tore up out there. But as you can see behind me, it pretty much lights everything up really good. I've just got to adjust them and get them in the right spot. But actually, in a couple weeks, these lights will go on a different truck because we're getting ready to tear down the International and start a new project. But I am extremely happy with the Auxbeam lights. Comparison to some of the rigid lights I used in Afghanistan, I think they're very comparable to them. They give off a great light. The instructions were super easy to do, to plug and play everything. Even extending the lines, because these commercial trucks are batteries are different spots than a normal vehicle. But yeah, I'm super happy with them. So we'll be definitely running some more in the future. I actually got another set today of driving lights for the Kodiak, because my old Pias finally gave up the ghost. Old halogen bulbs, they just can't take the vibration that a LED does. So we went and bought another set, and we're gonna plug those in tomorrow, so we have some driving lights in the Kodiak. But yeah, I am pretty happy with these. So, but from standing in front of the truck, I mean, it gives you some good light out there. See where you're going? Like I said, we just have to adjust them to whatever truck we're putting the lights on. But yeah, they're great. It'll let me see in the ditch straight ahead of me. So yeah, these bad boys are bright. So it's kind of hard to see how cool they look in the dark, because the glare is off the camera and everything. But all right guys, we're gonna wrap it up for this one. Thanks for Auxbeam for sending us the lights and get them hooked up. We'll definitely be using them, and we'll just switch them on a different truck. We'll show more of that wiring. I wish I could have finished the panel, but this truck I'd already sold. So we will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Catch you guys later.